my my thoughts on the matter on approaching any politicians to ask them to enact change is
Mm.
that I don't trust humans enough to do the right thing, and that people are too guided by their own prejudices to actually do the right thing for the greater good or for even for minorities. So, that Lib Dem person you're referring to, I don't think they're putting themselves in the mind of what's the best thing to do or what's the most correct or the most progressive or inclusive thing to do. They're being led by the prejudice that they've been socialized into believing.
Mm.
And that to me is a bad politician,
But
right?
we've said this on the podcast before. This is the flaw with democracy, isn't it? That you can't, if you if you exist as a politician in a democracy, you can't go against what the mainstream or what is perceived as the mainstream opinion on something is,
Yeah.
because that will lead to, you not being voted in the next election.
Yeah.
So, and was it which was it was a Canadian prime minister, like quite a long time ago, like over a decade ago. I can't remember which Canadian prime minister who said something along the lines of, you cannot leave the protections for minorities to the majority,
Yeah.
because the majority will always vote within the majority's interest.
Yeah.
Um,
And that's what I mean. Like you've got these populists, and we talked about populism in politics before, but you've got the majority of politicians in the mainstream now falling into that way of thinking that they have to stay in power no matter what.
yeah.
Like there were politicians who would, to use a metaphor, would die on the sword of a good
Mm.
cause, that they would rather be voted out but die trying.
Yeah.